How are you doing? ওটা আমাদের আছে আমি লিখে দিছি ওই স্পিচে আছে সম্ভবত হচ্ছে অল হিয়ার লিখতে হবে মানে ইয়ে কি ইনফর্ম স্পিচে লেখা আছে দেখুন চেয়ারম্যান ছাড়া ছবি এই ছবিগুলো নিয়ে
বলছি যে এটা কি আমাদের আমি ফোন করে নিয়েছি হ্যাঁ নিত্যানন্দ বলো তো আপনার ছিল লিস্ট ছিল আমি বললাম নিত্যানন্দকে বললাম যে বলছি বলে আপনার ছিল
আসবে না আমি তো নেই আমি বাড়িতে নেই আপনি তো কাজ করতে যাবে না তাহলে আমি বাড়ি আমি বাড়িতে বলে দিচ্ছি
করবে, পেন ড্রাইভ থেকে করবে তো?
ডেস্কটপে আছে।
ডেস্কটপে আছে তো? তুমি ইয়ে করবে। হ্যাঁ,
এই ফসল সবাই তো চলে এসছে এদিকে এসে।
For your kind information, Golden Jubilee celebration of National Pharmacy Week 2011 has a nationwide perspective. They are celebrating the National Pharmacy Week from last 50 years. This year the theme is Pharmacist, a Healthcare Professional. Every year the Indian Pharmaceutical Association IPA celebrates the National Pharmacy Week NPW all over India in the 3rd week of November. The 50th, the Golden Jubilee NPW this year will be from 28th to 27th of November 2011. Through the NPW, pharmacists in the country conduct various activities to create awareness amongst the public and the operatives about the pharmacy profession and the role of the pharmacist and his or her importance as a member of the healthcare team. As we all know, pharmacy is a versatile, dynamic, growing and increasingly diverse profession. It is an age-old profession which has transformed into a hub for global healthcare and has evolved as a multidisciplinary and multifaceted field in recent times. The objectives of this year's NPW are to generate widespread awareness or to educate the public about the pharmacist and the pharmacy profession and its vital role in society. To interact with other healthcare professionals and highlight to them the importance and role of the pharmacist in the healthcare system and move towards better coordination and working together. To enhance the image of pharmacists as the medication experts and an integral part of the healthcare team and not just dispensers of medication. Various activities have been lined up by our branch across the state. Some of them are interaction amongst all stakeholders in the healthcare professionals for improving quality of healthcare, interactive sessions involving pharma industry leaders with policymakers for rejuvenating pharma industry in West Bengal, interaction with the community pharmacists, hospital and retail pharmacists to improve their services to the community, interaction with the students to project the important role played by the pharmacist in healthcare system, interaction with the general people to make them aware about healthcare and proper use of medicines, promoting rational use of medicines. This is a brief account of our activities. Now we are coming to our original program. It is indeed an honor and privilege for me to introduce and invite today's dignitaries and guests of honor to the dais, and I request them to take their seats. Dr. Tulsi Chakraborty, President, IBA Bengal Branch. Dr. Joyanta Kumar Chattopadhyay, Chairman, 58th NPW. Dr. Nirmal Majhi, MLA and Chairman, West Bengal Pharmaceutical and Phytochemical Development Corporation Limited and nominated by Legislative Assembly to the West Bengal Medical University. Dr. C.M. Ghosh, Director, Directorate of Drugs Control, West Bengal. Dr. D.B. Anantanarayana, former Director, Southeast Asia, Unilever Research. Professor Deepankar Chakraborty, Vice President, Pharmacy Council of India. Dr. R.M. Gupta, Vice President, Indian Pharmaceutical Association. Mr. Ashish Kumar Lahiri, Immediate Past Chairman. It's a great honor to have this opportunity to thank all of you on behalf of Indian Pharmaceutical Association, who has been privileged to be associated with this historic event of celebration. So when we present a bunch of flowers, we make it share by Legislative Assembly to the West Bengal Medical University. Welcome, sir. Thank you. Dr. Joyanto Kumar Chattopadhyay, Chairman, 50th NPW. Dr. Joyanto Kumar Chattopadhyay will be felicitated by our two members. You're most welcome, sir. Dr. C.M. Ghosh, Director, Directorate of Drugs Control, West Bengal. Thank you, sir. Dr. D.B. Anantanarayana, former Director, Southeast Asia Unilever Research. Thank you, sir. Dr. R.M. Gupta, Vice President, Indian Pharmaceutical Association. Thank you, sir. Mr. Ashish Kumar Lahiri, Immediate Past Chairman. And then, last but not the least, Dr. Tulsi Chakraborty, President, IPA Bengal Branch. You are most welcome, sir. One more dignitaries are expected to join us soon. Professor Dipankar Chakraborty, Vice President, Pharmacy Council of India. And another one is Mr. Alok Ghosh. He is also expected to join us soon.
Good morning everyone. National Pharmacy Week Golden Jubilee Celebration প্রত্যেককে আমার প্রীতি শুভেচ্ছা জানাই আর বড়দের আমার প্রণাম জানাই। ইনোগ্রেশন সং শুরু করছি প্রথম আদিতব শক্তি রবীন্দ্রসঙ্গীত দিয়ে। প্রথম আদি তব শক্তি আদি পরম জল জ্যোতি তোমারি হে গগনে গগনে প্রথম আদি তব শক্তি আদি পরম জল জ্যোতি তোমারি হে গগনে গগনে প্রথম আদি তব শক্তি তোমার আদিবাণী বহিছে তব আনন্দ তোমার আদিবাণী বহিছে তব আনন্দ জাগিছে নব নব রস হৃদয়ে মনে প্রথম আদি তব শক্তি আদি পরম জল
জ্যোতি তোমারি হে গগনে গগনে প্রথম আদি তব শক্তি তোমার
আকাশে ভাতে সূরজ চন্দ্র তারা প্রাণ তরঙ্গ উঠে পবনে তোমার চিদাকাশে ভাতে সূরজ চন্দ্র তারা প্রাণ তরঙ্গ উঠে পবনে তুমি আদি কবি কবি গুরু তুমি হে তুমি আদি কবি কবি গুরু তুমি হে মন্ত্র তোমার মন্ত্রিত সব ভুবনে প্রথম আদি তব শক্তি আদি পরম জল জ্যোতি তোমারি হে গগনে গগনে প্রথম আদি তব শক্তি।
Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Pal. Thank you, sir.
Dignitaries on the stage and august gathering in front of me. It is nice to see stalwarts, Professor Gupta, Mr. S.R. Mujumdar, Mr. Malik, Mr. Mani, Mr. Dipankar Dattagupta, Dinesh Banerjee, Viren Babu, Virendranath Sarkar, Dr. Moja. It's real nice that On the occasion of 50th anniversary of National Pharmacy Week, we could bring in all those who have created IPA and helped it grow day by day. With this small introduction of my respect to all my seniors and those of the present age, let me start my small talk. One year has passed since I communicated through this same channel in another auditorium on the occasion of National Pharmacy Week. Question is, has anything changed during this period? Have we become happier, healthier, or richer? Answer is both yes and no. On an individual basis, there will be more no's than yeses, because we always try to get more things than forget what we have got. On the national front, poor people has become little richer. I say this word because I can see on the road that even very poor people are walking with mobile. That is a great credit for IT industry that made it accessible to poor people, but at the same time, obviously, they have got little more money to afford a mobile. But when you go to the villages, or sometime back I had been to Bokhali, seeing very poor people, throughout the day they are filtering the water, trying to get ponds of shrimps and that type of fish, and throughout the day they will be working in the water and getting hardly 20-30 rupees a day. So their life, I don't think, has changed any bit. Gap has widened. The gap between the need for affordable hospital beds to the demand has increased. A casual visit to any government hospital or even a normal hospital also confirm this. The malady cannot be cured by casual or minor changes here and there. It needs a quantum change, if not radical. Mere 2% or 2.5% expenditure on group or health is not sufficient. The expenditure is too small to give a healthy nation. Meanwhile, cost of treatment has gone up. Cost of medicine has gone up along with general cost increase in every front. Well, there are people at the administrative pyramid who are and will be looking into this. Let us look into the area where we, the pharmacists, can play our part effectively for the benefit of the society. This is the golden jubilee year of National Pharmacy Week. It has been a great long journey of 50 years, but unfortunately with unsatisfactory result. We are partly responsible for the same. Unless one makes noise, people do not bother, do not recognize. This year, Indian Pharmaceutical Association has adopted the theme Pharmacist, a Healthcare Professional. Unfortunately, the authority at the helm of healthcare affairs still do not think pharmacist can be an important participant in the total healthcare chain. We talk about USA, we talk about Europe, we talk about big things there, but these minor things that how the pharmacist can be employed gainfully for the benefit of the poor people or the ailing mass is still not there. In spite of various deputations, till date, we find chief pharmacists only in a couple of hospitals in the country, like Vellore or AIMS. Dr. R.L. Gupta, who is present on the dais, he is a great fighter for the cause of pharmacists. He is trying his best, writing letters, giving representation to see that pharmacists get their due recognition and their experience, their expertise is being utilized for the healthcare. Internationally, in many countries, pharmacists have been included in the official health chain very with firm footing, but not here. In the education front, people are concerned about the mushrooming of pharmacy colleges producing thousands of diploma and graduate pharmacists every year. Are we not sacrificing quality in favor of quantity and money? Where is the job? Where are we heading? Situation appears to be more serious in our part because industry here is not what it should have been. In the industry front, we have no good or encouraging news, rather onslaught of ever-changing GLP, GMP, etc. has forced closure of many small units. Medium units are also under threat. What is needed is bringing in some big players in the state that can again stimulate the local pharmacy industry. to regain its lost glory. We IPA Bengal branch constantly trying our best to keep the authority informed about this need. In the national front, there have been two small but very important developments. A new pharmaceutical pricing policy has been proposed by the Department of Pharmaceuticals, Government of India, to fix and regulate all the 348 essential drugs and their combinations. In this proposed policy, concept of ceiling price of most prescribed brand will replace earlier cost-based ceiling price. Various stakeholders are working on the proposed pricing policy to inform the authority about their views, because there is a group who feels that this is not the right way. There is another group, they say it is the right way. But well, there are people there, the representatives are there, associations are there who are looking into that. The implementation of barcode on export consignment of drugs for track and trace purpose. This was as per government view. There was some happenings in Nigeria where lots of medicines were confiscated, purported to be manufactured by India, but it was actually from China. So immediately there was a decision that for all export consignment barcode has to be implemented. But there is a group who feels that barcode should be implemented for those countries who wants barcode. It should not be imposed on all. Okay, there are associations who are talking to the authorities. And recently there has been another small development but very important about the national manufacturing policy. Government is trying to create some special area where some special facilities will be given. But still there is also a controversy that then those who will not be in that area, they will suffer, they will not get the same concession or subsidies which the government will be giving. Before concluding, I shall repeat that we IPA Bengal branch are working constantly in all areas of our profession for improvement whenever there is a call, either self-generated or on a request. It is continuing and will continue, but to give it a push, we need active support from all stakeholders. Please come forward. Thank you and wishing you a very good day. Thank you.
Mr. S.R. Mujumdar, who glorified the post of chairman in 1967 and 68. Once more a big round of applause for him. Thank you so much, sir. Mr. Dinesh Banerjee, who glorified the post of chairman in 1975. Thank you, sir. Then Mr. Amit Sen. He was as a chairman in 1976. Then Mr. Ranjit Dev, who glorified the post of chairman in 1981 and 1990. Then Mr. Day is not here. Then we are coming to the next one. That is Professor B.K. Gupta in 1986. Mr. R.S. Agarwal is requested to come. He is also not with us. Mr. Dipankar Chakraborty. He glorified the post of chairman in 1995 and 2007. Unfortunately, he is also not present here. Then Mr. G.P. Sarkar, who glorified the post of chairman in 1997 and 2008. Thank you, sir. Then Mr. Ashish Roy, he was as the chairman in 1999. He is also not present with us. Then Mr. O.P. Mal, who glorified the post of chairman in 2000. He is also not present with us. The next is Mr. Deepnath Chaudhary. He was chairman in 2001. Thank you, sir. Then Mr. Shubharti Dey, he was the chairman in 2002. Then Shubharti Dey is also not present with us. Now Mr. Manav Kumar Bukshi, who was the chairman in 2005. Thank you, sir. Then Dr. Shajan Kumar Rai Chaudhary, who was the chairman in 2006. Mr. Dipankar Dattagupta, who glorified the post of chairman in 1998 and 2003. Thank you, sir. Mr. Virendra Kumar Sarkar, he was the chairman in 2009. We need a big round of applause for all of them. And last but not the least, Mr. Ashish Kumar Lahiri, who glorified the post of chairman in 2010. Once more, a warm thanks to all of you Now, Dr. C.M. Ghosh, Director, Directorate of Drugs Control, West Bengal, is requested to say a few words.
All of you as know that today is the 50th celebration day of week of NPW, and we are having all eminent personalities few were before me and few are in the dais. My very favorite professors also here, and in the dais Dr. Tulsi Chakraborty, Dr. D.V. Narayanan, Dr. Nirmal Maji, Mr. Alok Ghosh, Dr. R.N. Gupta, Dr. Jayanto Chatterjee, and Mr. Lai. In the dais we have got two most renowned persons, Dr. D.V. Narayanan, who is proud of us in pharmacy profession, even in abroad, and Dr. Maji has consented us to come here. He is the MLA, phytochemical chairman, and also chairman standing committee. And we are proud that we are hand-to-hand with doctor and pharmacist. And we have got a few scope to tell our counterpart professional to hear our problems, if any, he can solve, even in government decisions, government policies. As you know, presently India is the pharmaceutical hub, but it is also known that we are slightly in backyard in West Bengal, though we have a huge number of professionals in this field.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am delighted to be here, and thank you for requesting me to present on a subject which is actually very close to my heart. The topic what we will be discussing today is Indian pharmaceutical industry, what it is today, and how it has become the way it is today, and going forward, what are the challenges and opportunities for us. And the way I would like to discuss this topic is actually we go through the evolution part, how it happened, what it is today, what are the contributing factors for the pharmaceutical industry, what you see today, and the opportunities what there for Indian pharmaceutical companies to grab. If you really analyze last 40-50 years of Indian pharmaceutical industry, there are distinct three phases. The first phase is actually pre-1970, when the industry was small, market was dominated by multinationals in India, and we used to follow IP Act 1911 those days, and prices were not controlled, so comparatively was high. In between 1970 and 1995, what happened was in 1972, when Indira Gandhi was Prime Minister, draft price control order came. And while doing that, one of the critical decisions what government took was that government, as far as process patent is concerned, that got recognized, but product patent they got eliminated. So, like say, for example, the world's largest selling product, which is Lipitor, which is atorvastatin, the Pfizer product, which gives $12 billion US revenue to Pfizer, which is the patent is getting expired in November, so a lot of generic companies will start coming into it. In India, actually atorvastatin came into market about 10 years back because of those decisions were. The idea was that vast majority of people, those who couldn't afford medicine, they should be able to get medicine at affordable price. So government put price control, at the same time got away with the process patent. And what happened was actually that in India we had large pool of qualified people, talented people. They got an opportunity to work on reverse engineering. And today you see almost all big pharma companies, those who have homegrown big pharma companies, all actually is the byproduct of that decision. So that actually enormously helped Indian pharmaceutical companies. Then, and during that process, you see that a lot of entrepreneurs came into picture. They started getting into the business. So the number of units actually became very, very large base. Then in 1991, when India started opening up economy, so that gave another opportunity for Indian companies to actually look abroad. Before that, Indian companies started exporting mostly APIs, and some companies like NPW started getting to exporting dosage form also. But what happened was that in overall pharma sphere, there was an urgency that, well, there is a market abroad and we can grasp that market. In early 90s, I used to work with NPW. And you know, after 1991, that Manmohan Singh budget, there used to be intense discussion in the company about what we should do. And one of the things that companies, within the organization they used to talk about was that we probably will be able to sell our product in the United States someday with Made in India tag on that. So the discussion used to be that are we capable of doing that, because USFD is considered to be gold standard as far as CGM and compliance is concerned. So in those days, Ranvax's chairman Dr. Parvinder Singh used to tell us that in 3 areas we should be doing well. And the 3 areas are, first is software, second is pharmaceutical, and third is entertainment. Because in all 3 areas, you need actually talent and creativity. And Dr. Parvinder Singh is no more today. And when I look back 20-25 years back, what he told us, and is actually happening, as you see today, that Indian software companies are well entrenched, quite large, pharma companies have become quite big, and you know the volume, how they are getting into the Western world. So what happened was that during that phase, a lot of Indian companies getting into, it is not only manufacturing. If you see, once we got into that GATT agreement and we started recognizing process patent again, what happened was that Indian companies actually got getting into, and a lot of entrepreneurs came, like contract research. That area was unheard of. But today you see a lot of large contract research companies in India that we grew by 31% CAGR. And that's the way the industry grew. Indian formulation export is, and it is projected to be 4.4 billion in 2011-12. So formulation business also grew. So if you see the pharmaceutical industry, the evolution part, one part was that government played the PCC role in 70s and allowing Indian entrepreneurs to get into manufacturing is big eventually.
अग्रदेवो भव, पितृदेवो भव, आचार्य देवो भव, गुरुदेवो भव। आप सबको मेरा प्रणाम, नमस्कार। I'm not going to give a very long memorial lecture. Maybe speak for 10 to 15 minutes, because I've been asked that it is a custom that whoever is the recipient of this award gives a memorial lecture in the memory of the great soul of this Bengal and great soul of India, Acharya Prafulachandra Ray. My topic of this memorial lecture will be very short. Need for change in the role and involving pharmacists in healthcare management. I do not know how many of you have heard this statement. Problems are emotional, issues are technical, and solutions are political. So this is the gist of our life. We have a huge number of emotional problems, and when you study the problem, the issues always come back to some technicality or some science and technology and related issues which affect a common man, and who can give the solution? It is only politicians and governments and regulations which can give the solution, and I think you, the National Pharmacy Week people, have rightly invited Dr. Nirmal Maji, who is the West Bengal Legislative Assembly Honorable Member, he is a member of the Standing Committee of the Department of Health and Family Welfare. He is also the very senior person in the West Bengal Medical Council, and I was very pleased to see that he is the West Bengal Pharmaceutical and Phytochemical Development Corporation Chairman. So he is the one who is going to give you the political solutions for any emotional problem, whether it is of the pharmacist or pharmacy or the industry or anybody. Because they are the people who don't have to be a doctor to measure the pulse, they know the pulse of the common man, consumers. That is why people like him are sitting in the place where they are. And I was very pleased to also know that he is a medical doctor, and therefore we have a double bonus today in what Dr. Maji is going to help this profession. So I am going to sort of talk very briefly about the changing role that pharmacists have to look at. And therefore Dr. Nirmal Maji, Dr. C.M. Ghosh, the drug controller of the West Bengal, Dr. Deepak Chakravarti, Dr. Alok Ghosh, Dr. Mehti, Dr. Subhash Mandal, Dr. R. Gupta, Dr. Jayant Chattopadhyay, Dr. Lahiri, and a number of others who are sitting in the audience. Many of them are my teachers, my mentors, my motivators, and most importantly the faculty and students of the various pharmacy colleges and all of you who have assembled here. My journey back to Kolkata on this day brings me very cherished memories. It was sometime in 1973 that I had come to Jalapur University to attend a conference and to present a paper on bentonite and its studies as an M.Pharm student. I can never forget this visit, first visit to Calcutta after presenting the paper, because when I went back in train, all my luggage got stolen away and I lost all my literature survey that I had done for my M.Pharm studies. And you remember that time there was no mouse available where you can click a mouse and you get any literature you want. We had to go and work for hours together, writing down from chemical abstracts and making out all the references. So I had to reproduce all the work that I had done, so I can never forget that visit to Calcutta. But more memories is again in 1978 when I came to Kolkata to attend the 22nd Indian Pharmaceutical Congress, which was at that time presided over by the late M.K. Ramanikar, the very respected FDA Dr. Joe Person at that time. And at that time as a student, looking at the way in which people like Dr. Jagdish Chakravarti and Dr. Moza sitting there, moving along with a number of professors and volunteers and pharmacists, I thought that one day I must also do some work like these gentlemen. I was so moved when behind the scene I was told that Dr. Jagdish Chakravarti and some of the people who worked here at that time for Pharmaceutical Congress Association used to fix a stamp on envelopes and post letters themselves because they were not having volunteers to do all that work. Look at the kind of commitment that people have to this profession, and I think that motivated me that it is not enough that I get whatever I want from this profession of pharmacy, but I must give back to society and to pharmacy. It is
Dr. B.B. Anantanarayana, former research director, Unilever, and our respected personality today itself, Dr. R.N. Gupta, Vice President, Indian Pharmaceutical Association, Dr. Jayanti Chatterjee, Mr. Ashish Nari, Director, Nursing Limited, dignitaries of the dais, and of the dais, the August gathering, my teachers, ex-chairman, distinguished guests, eminent members, my dear colleagues, brother and
কাসুন্দি আছে? কাসুন্দি আছে না, এটা দিয়ে খাওয়ার কাসুন্দি আছে?